Hello everybody, today we're playing with Tidus, Yuna's Guardian. It's a 3-mana 3/3 in band, which is green, white, and blue. A legendary creature, human warrior, with, at the beginning of combat, on your turn, you may move a counter from target creature you control onto second target creature you control, and has cheer. Whenever one or more creatures you control with counters on them deal combat damage to a player, you may draw a card and proliferate. Do this once each turn. It's a counters matters deck where we want to put +1/+1 counters onto creatures, attack with them with Tidus on the battlefield, as we're able to not only draw cards but also proliferate. One of the advantages of this deck is we are in band, so we have access to all sorts of interaction and the elf package. We're in a green deck, we run all the elves. They're just that good in this format, leaving us to quite a bit of options on turn 2 if the elves resolve. If they don't, it's not the end of the world, but if they do, that's where we can really benefit, as there's some very good heavy hitters with creatures that can get counters. Example would be the Sky Knight Squire. It's one of the best cards in this deck. Just any creature puts counters, and when it gets 3 or more, it gets flying. And in a turn, we can play a 2-drop and a 1-drop. There's also really good 1-drops that benefit, have either evolve or that evolve effect. Their creature has higher power, enters, it gets the counters. Making the next turn, when we go for the hits, we're proliferating the entire crew and we're drawing cards. Other really good synergies I really like with this deck are creatures that get counters and have any sort of evasion or scaling. Example will be the Gyrator Elf. Just for 2 mana it has Converge, so it gets, just for 2 mana it becomes a 2/2 flyer. If we hit with Tidus, we get to draw a card. The Merfolk Skydiver can put the counter on itself, and if he hits, we begin drawing cards. Then Tuku is particularly powerful because we have many cards that do something when a land enters on their own, so just copying it helps quite a bit. And that bestows almost a pseudo self-protection. As if the opponent removes a card on top the creature would bestow, we still get the Nentuku out. And of course, we are running the Cub and Bristly Bill. They're just made for a deck like this. They're quite good. Other interesting cards that have counters, and we can benefit quite heavily proliferating, but they're not technically +1/+1 counters, would be Malcolm and the Mercurial Spelldancer. The Spelldancer is quite nice because it cannot be blocked, so just on its own, even if we don't use its other effect, copy spells, we will still be able to draw cards. That's very important because if we're in a war of attrition against a control deck, for example, we get to be drawing cards. Malcolm, the same thing, but that effect that we can discard a card if we have 4 more counters plus the proliferation, it's a win con on its own. We can get to play very expensive cards that just wins us on the spot. It's very dangerous for the opponent to stay on the battlefield. In the next category, we have cards that benefit either giving us +1/+1 counters or have some sort of synergy. Requisitionate is a very good spell because it pumps the entire battlefield for just 2 mana, the cheapest at this effect. And we get to have the option to spree. We can destroy an artifact, an enchantment, and usually we can pay the mana for it. Hardened Bonds and Hardened Scales are good synergy cards with the deck. They are, I like to call, win more cards. They're not very good if behind, but ahead can just give us that sticking power. Hardened Scales lets us make our creature stronger, and Hardened Bonds lets us keep getting resources. Collector's Cage, the Talent, Ozolith are all just ways to give counters. Venerate Loxodon's a good way to put counters on all our creatures, and if once we go sideways, we're popping the entire crew. Other interesting cards, I really like Braided Net. Braided Net lets us tap a very problematic blocker so we can go on offense, and by proliferating every turn means we will always have a counter, so we can use this very freely. As for win cons, we have Champion of the Lamphold. It's just powerful because it synergizes with itself, and we can very quickly get to a point that the opponent just cannot block. And with Tidus effect from bringing counters from one creature to another, we can actually bring counters from a small creature that has a couple counters into the Lamhold, make it strong enough that it has the greatest power in the battlefield, and the opponent just can never block. Wandering Emperor and Elspeth Stormslayer are just really good at white creatures and their removal, plus they have synergies by giving our creatures counters. Vivian as well is another very powerful planeswalker. I like these planeswalkers as more of an insurance policy in case the opponent tries to remove our creatures, we still have ways to get a board. Probably the more questionable cards I'm not 100% sure of would be the Crater Hoof. I also have River's Rebuke. This deck does not run very high on the mana count, in the sense that we're not really ending the game very late. Normally our max mana is 5, maybe 6, so maybe we get the turn to play River's Rebuke. Crater Hoof is a bit on the optional side, but because we play so many creatures, we can take advantage of Nature's Rhythm and Curve Calling for a discounted cost to get the Crater Hoof, and that just on its own would finish the game. So, let's see how we do with Tidus, Yuna's Guardian. Against Kuja. Same. I can run the dog turn 1. And we L. I don't have the color for you. I think it's bolted, I assume. That happens anyway. Especially in Rakdos. Alright, I could Nantuko, but I want to bestow on it. What am I getting? I would like to surveil to something good. If I get a blue, this can give me the Celestia land. We can surveil to something better. Do I prefer a land? I think with 3 I'm fine. Okay, that's not bad. And if he deals with a dog, it's fine. Can in response kill it. Okay. And he saves 5, which is perfectly good. Do I harden scales now? What am I plan next turn? Maybe pump? And I get another token. So I'm gonna play my white. There. That's why I like bestowing, because if they destroy the creature on top, I still get my... Alright. Here you get the menace. I would like to do you. It would get counters. It would be a 2. And it would get a 3. Or I can play my commander here. Both work. Champion is also not bad. It forces interaction to it. I like it a little bit more. Set up a bit better. Because we have Requisition Aid. And if they play... Can we draw one more land? Oh, I think I'm fine. 2, 3... Much as I would like to play you for an artifact, none of you are. The thing is, if I play my commander here, I do get 2 counters, so it becomes... What? It would be 2? It would be a 3, and I would get to hit. To move a counter... Thank you here, Castle. You may. Can I put submit 0? Decline. Okay, it's May. Alright, has to be 3 or less. Can it attack? With more? No. Because it can block with Kuja. The idea is to have multiple threats if he has the removal, so be it. You have to go for the winning play. Oh, one more land would be pretty nice for him. We didn't. You are an artifact, so I do want to deal with you. So we go 2 and 3. I destroy the smuggler's copter. I draw. Auto pay. And go 5. What else? Sure. We go from here to here. 1. Okay. Okay, so I'm at 5. Okay, opponent can definitely try an OTKS because we unfortunately miss our lands, but if not, we just win the game. What is the highest hitter? Yeah. Alright, we got there. Definitely here, lesson to learn is we win for the winning play. One of the big problems definitely in Brawl is sometimes you get into these difficult scenarios. Maybe you don't have that many lands, and you have to have the tough choice of playing your just a 3-drop, and if the opponent has removal, it feels pretty terrible. But these are the scenarios where we have to just go for the win. We play the champion, we play the other creature. If the opponent doesn't interact, we get to scale and get to a point we just go for lethal. We also had a way to get more tokens, but we didn't draw land, so we couldn't go for the safe play of just playing the Requisition Aid and buffing the 3 tokens, making it better to just be patient and go for more creatures. I mean, got rewarded. If the opponent had the removal, so be it, but it's better to go for the win than to play not to lose. GG's. You can go Choku turn 1 and then talent it. That better than Elf. It's a shame you maybe go 2 by 5 here. I think I'm playing you. What do I need? A blue? I already have a blue. I would like a white as well. Control force to play. That was very nice. try the counters. Pick on the bird directly. This goes 2-3, so I don't think he'll block him. We go for 2, I don't think he'll block him either. Doesn't really matter. Say you. Clive. Okay. What does he have on 3? You transform, yeah. Oh. Okay. Oh, they can stick. Artifacts. Are you considered an artifact? Yes. I can pay 3, which is what I want to do. I can deal with you, go for the go on offense. I wanna know. I'm gonna destroy an artifact. I'm gonna counter. I'm gonna destroy you. And want the counter. I can go for hits here. I can go even more, but at this point, does it matter? You know, blocks here. No, I want from that creature. That creature, you go here. Let's go to you. I have 6. He probably, of course, can riff rebuke because it's a given. Yep, fine. Not stealing here. I think I'm getting the flyer up. Like the bird, but I think it's too late for the bird. That's it. It tapped. This is quite nice if I want to play the champion. I think it's the it's the way to go. So let's put a counter on this creature. What else we have? I can go you. Up 2, I have to go 1 more. And I think we had lethal. Let's see, we go our commander. It goes to 6, we get lethal anyway, and we have 3 more. Yeah, GG's. The advantage here is I'm not really worried from rebuke if the opponent's gonna rebuke and do nothing else. Our creatures are very cheap and we do scale because we had the Sky Knight Squire and the Lampholt. If the opponent had just a bunch of small creatures, we can pump the lamp hole to be strong enough that it can't block, and we get lethal anyway. Yes. We don't have elves, so we mull them. Do it again. I didn't give up. I don't have a blue, right? Just starting town. If I play my commander, does it do much? Okay. Go for a hit. We scale, we force the opponent to interact with us. The problem with Tidus is on his own, he's okay. What do you do? We exile and do mean stuff. I like to Wandering Emperor. It's Wandering Emperor. Here, double whites. I like a blue too. And if he counters it, just one left count. I like a white here, but is the blue better? I would have. It's a forest, right? Forest. I think this is better. You have to take 3. I'll Wandering Emperor here. It's uncounterable. The opponent has a counter.
Finally, I'm home. You're done.
Like you. And it's pretty mana efficient. Unfortunately, we don't have a land. I'll go for it. Maybe counters it. Fine. Right now I'm looking for board wipe protection. Can hide away 5. Not this. He wants to counter this. He has something. So fair dash.
I have got new moves to teach you.
I mean, that's not the extra turn. So he's playing this again next turn. I really want to draw a land here. We could play Elspeth. Has to be a pro, right? So most likely Tidus. Yeah, looks like it. Alright, playing this. Okay, let's get countered. Counter there. Nope. And counter. Want to destroy it, it's fine. I get my tokens. Let's do here. Just want to see what it does. I'm to this thing now. Going for the hit here. Let's in response kill it. Well, what the opponent wants to do, he's been holding for quite a bit. He doesn't have flash. I assume he has dual. Yeah, sure. Let's go down here.
Strike fast and strike hard.
Another lens here is devastating. Here I want to draw. He wants to kill my commander, fine. I want to draw first.
This fight.
Well, this is the only annoying thing I don't like about this commander is he can't say no. See what he does here? Nice. Okay, triggers. Can't really do much about it when we get missing our land drops on repeat. It is not very fun. No, I have to say that. Oh. Need some blockers. We need to protect the Wandering Emperor. I do have to say, we drew our lands. We would be in a really good spot. Alright, not a creature, but we do lose our board-wide protection. If we go flying, do we have lethal? There's a 1/1 counter. We have 2, 5, 2, 5, 15, 19, 18. I think so. Please have enough down there.
Rise and
Make him have it.
destiny.
Alright. GG's. We're able to be pretty resilient in spite of not having the luckiest draw. Let's say the land drops really hurt us. Almost lost us the game, but we had such a good start that the opponent was struggling quite a bit. And they had to use Vraska's content on our Planeswalker. Which meant even if we got board wipe, we rebuild with Wandering Emperor. And if they killed the creature, we would be making tokens and getting counters. GG's. No wolf, we mulligan. Alright, solid. I would say the only problem is we don't have a wheel. Yes. Massive eye. That's pretty good. 2 or 50. We'll play the Mercurial after. I'm gonna pulse this. Right. What you do? Never a player casts a spell from a graveyard. Ah. I'd like to go you and draw. That's nice. You're man efficient. You get to draw here. It's annoying. Why? You need a counter here. But he wouldn't be able to keep anything up. So we go for hits here? If I give it a 1, I can't do nothing, so I have to decline, unfortunately. They blocked here. I would like to do you, but I don't think we can. Yeah. We have counter magic, we have to leave our options open. Opponent board wipes. You're gonna have a treasure. I care about that. Not really. Yeah, that we should do now. I want a blue 100%. I guess it's fine. Yeah. So I don't think we should. I can play you, but we need a double blue. You just be patient. In Tor brands, we can deal with it. I can sage you that. Students first. I won my blue 100%, so I'm gonna go for that. I can Bousage you that, but it's not really wild. We can go for double hits, and we can threaten. We are going to just hit, do as much damage as possible. Okay. I am playing you though. That's what the count platform. And we had Bousage. We're probably gonna Bousage on his instead, most likely. And the reason why we play counterspells and we play patient. We can go tempo mode. That's the advantage of Bant. We go aggressive if we need to, and if we have advantage on the battlefield, we don't need to commit. If we only have 2 mana, and that's our counterspells, we hold. And we get to pressure. It's on them to deal with us. GG's. For the post-game ram with Tidus, Yuna's Guardian. This is a very fun counters deck. If you really like a deck that synergizes quite well with putting +1/+1 counters on creatures, this is the deck for you. You can go for more aggressive shell, this is the version that runs the aggressive side. You can also play a more slower side that tries to scale and go tall. What I like about this version is it's very fast. The opponent has to respond to us or they just lose the game, and we can run a bit of counter magic to protect us into board wipes, into strong creatures, and because we're always first on the battlefield, we can just play the patient game. Scale our creatures slowly because Tidus will do that, and hold counter magic up. And on its own, we just win the game that way. We don't need to go for a crazy board if we have more creatures than the opponent, which means it lets us play much more around board wipes. And in case we don't have our counter spells, the deck has many ways to give our creatures indestructible, which is quite useful. Still, counterspell lets us protect us against for example, a mass exile effect, or a River's Rebuke, or a Cyclonic Rift, which many control decks just tend to just be super greedy and rely on that one spell to win the game. As for the interaction side, it's just necessary. It's Brawl. We need to run quite a few, and really gives us that flexibility to play with very interesting cards we normally wouldn't be able to get away with if we were in other colors. Really, what makes Tidus very useful and quite powerful is being in those banned colors and being a cheap commander. Even if he dies, it's not the end of the world, and he's a threat on his own because we have other very powerful creatures that scale, forcing the opponent to always decide. Do they want to destroy the big creature or do you want to destroy our commander? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment below what are your favorite commanders of this set. Thanks for watching.